stayed in a situation too long, and I feel like it's costing me now, and it's quite painful. It's a painful cost.
You're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna regret some of the choices you did that led to those mistakes. So
who's gonna beat you?
Yeah.
You're not gonna die.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I hadn't worried so much. I think you found me in the room. I was yeah. And
what is your maybe in another life sentence? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Deyotalks. As usual, it is myself, Mary Dale. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are well, and hope you have been enjoying my episodes thus far. I'm always smiling. I always say, oh, there's a big smile on my face. But there's always a big smile on my face. But I have guests in the studio with me today. I was thinking, I was like, well, one of them is actually not a guest because I think it's been on twice. Yes. So we have Gabriel in the studio. I'm talking like I have a live audience. And then we have Tito in the studio. Tito, I mean, you're new to the studio physically. However, I was thinking about it. I don't know if you remember, I don't know what year it was, 2020-something, I did an expression called the Community of Black. And I did a men version, I did a woman version, and I asked some questions to quite a few, and you're one of them. So technically, you've been, but it's just your first. Exactly, it's your first time physically. So you're welcome, guys.
Nice, thank you.
Welcome, my guests. Today we are going to be talking about. Today we're going to be reflecting. I think it's that time of the year. It's November. We're going to December, which is the end of the year, which is when you start thinking about the decisions that you've made, how the year has been, what you've done, what you haven't done. And so that's what we're going to do today, but more on the regret side. We're going to talk about regrets and just reflect on the decisions that we've made, and whether we have any regrets or our thoughts towards them. So yes, welcome guys.
Yes.
How are you feeling? I'll start with you, Tito.
I'm feeling great. I think, as you said with the topic, it's more of a reflection. So I've just been reflecting about how my year has gone, and I think I feel great, man.
How do you feel in this exact moment?
Oh, in this exact moment, I feel content. I feel happy.
That's good.
Things are not always going great, but I like to focus on the positive side of things. So yeah, I feel great, man.
That's good.
Thank you.
Lovely. How about you, Gabriel?
Same.
This exact moment.
Yeah, okay. Before I give you the whole list of you, this moment, how do I feel? All good, to be honest with you. All good, no complaints. Really looking forward to the end of this year, and also to this episode as well. To be fair, I've been looking forward to this. I can't lie. To be fair, yeah.
I love that. Okay, guys. All right. We're gonna go into some quick fire.
All right.
I'm gonna say some scenarios, and then I want you guys to say you have to pick whether it's a regret or a lesson.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read out the scenarios, and then let me know whether it's regret or a lesson.
All right. Cool.
Instant, right? No
quick
time to think about it.
Yes. Okay. But before I go into it, I wanted to give you the definition of regret and the definition of lesson. I mean, you know it already, but sometimes I think it's nice.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So just a short one. So regrets here I have is a feeling of sadness, disappointment, or guilt over a past action or decision. So something that could have turned out differently. And then we have lesson, which is an insight or understanding gained from an experience, which can be positive or negative. So basically an experience that you've learned from.
Okay.
So with that in mind, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what you find as a lesson and what you see as a regret.
Okay.
So you ignored your gut instinct about a person or situation. Quick fire.
Yeah.
Both say at the same time.
That for me, that wasn't the issue. I was thinking of the person's.
For me, lesson.
Lesson?
Yeah, I want to say regret.
Regret. Okay, so the first one's regret. Okay, you procrastinated on something important and you missed the deadline.
Regret.
Lesson.
Interesting. You spoke up and it didn't go as planned.
Lesson. Yeah.
Okay. You stayed in a relationship too long, even when it wasn't working.
Regret.
Wow, that was very quick. You forgave someone too quickly.
Do I even forgive?
Exactly. Lesson.
Regret.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Now, on the flip side, you forgave someone too slowly.
Regret.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, regret.
You accidentally liked someone's Instagram post from 3 years ago.
Hey. 3 years.
Because that happens. Sometimes you're creeping around in someone's old room when they're in their house. That's a lesson.
Regret. No, that's regret.
You clicked to reply all by mistake.
Regret, yeah.
You didn't save or invest when you had the chance.
Regret, yeah.
You didn't set boundaries and it cost you.
Regret.
Who said regret?
Me.
You said regret.
Yeah.
You didn't say, okay, and then you said a lesson.
That's good.
Okay. You told a story to sound smart and it backfired.
That's with me in the world of ChatGPT.
Bro,
Yeah, I know what it says, but I don't know what it means. But let me tell you anyway. Yeah, regret for me too. Innit?
Regret? Okay. You didn't travel or experience something you wanted to because you were scared.
Lesson.
So you see that as a regret? You say
Lesson, yeah.
Okay. You didn't learn a new skill when you had the chance.
Ooh, regret.
You didn't take a leap of faith because you were worried about what others would think.
Regret.
Lesson.
Okay. So when I said you didn't set boundaries and it cost you, what did you say? You said lesson. No, you said regret.
I said regret, yeah.
Okay. Okay, well let's deep dive into some of your answers then.
Let's do it.
That's if I remember. You guys.
And if we don't change it.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
I don't even remember what I did.
Interesting. Well, the ones that I wanted to talk about the most, or the ones that stuck out to me the most, is you didn't set boundaries and it cost you. I said, for me, that would be a regret. You said regret too, and you said it's a lesson. And I was thinking about the reason why I thought it would be regret. And the story that came to mind is, it's one that I'm going through right now, where I feel like I stayed in a situation, love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like
in it.
I stayed in a situation too long, and I feel like it's costing me now, and it's quite painful. It's a painful cost because sometimes it doesn't have to it's not money, isn't it? Like something emotional can really cost you a lot.
Yeah.
I think staying in that or being in that, situation. It taught me so many things about myself. I also did things that I didn't think that I would do. So I think sometimes the way the person spoke to me, it's not something that I would usually accept from other people.
Right.
But I think because I was so deep in it, and because when your heart is involved, I allowed certain things to kind of slide. I felt like I even also wasn't myself.
Okay.
So things that I know that I wouldn't naturally accept this, but I did. And then now being out of it, it's obviously nice to be out of it, but then I also feel like I lost myself in that. So now that I'm out, I'm now trying to unlearn that version of me. And it hurts. And then also I feel like it's also cost me relationships that could potentially form. So now sitting back now, I'm just like, why did I stay in there too long? And I regret that. I don't regret meeting the person, but I think I regret the length of time that I stayed. I should have walked away and I should have left. And I should have set stronger boundaries because I think that would have allowed me to leave the situation quicker.
Yeah.
So I see it as like a regret, but also kind of like a lesson learned. Like, don't stay somewhere longer than you need to. But it's quite painful. Yeah.
No, I hear it.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah, sure. I mean, for me, I think we all need to I think we all need to look within. There's an 8-year-old, I think, within us, or however what year-old it is, that's within us that I think is looking for love and belonging. And I think sometimes if you don't question it, you're going to have that thing, whatever age, I don't want to call it 8-year-old, but whatever that thing is going to lead your decisions where you're going to go from place to place, God forbid, and you're going to look for that love and sense of belonging. I don't think it's all bad, to be honest. Because I think sometimes when you're led by it in genuity, you're really trying to make something work. I mean, it's even non-romantic as well with people as well. Sometimes you meet people and you tend to love each other essentially. I think it's kind of happened with us as well, the three of us, where. Anyway, let me not go off a tangent, but where I think there's something about us that attracts us to us in that sense. That being said, it's not all bad, but I think the other side of it is when you're then led by that need. I think you might need to pause it at times, but it's hard to do when you feel like your dreams or your hopes can be found in that person, and maybe they're not actually all there.
You benefit the doubt.
Exactly. So it's not all bad, is what I want to say essentially, where you're kind of led by that need. Really, it's just you got to get in front of it very, very quickly. Otherwise, you may not recognize yourself.
Of course. And I think for me anyway, the reason why I said it's a lesson, because I feel, especially in certain experiences like that, it will help me move better in another one. So when I say lessons, if I give someone an opportunity to hurt me, or I don't know, whether it's a negative or positive emotion, I will learn, okay, how I've acted in this one, I need to be careful, or I need to be more open with the next person. And I'm not just talking about necessarily relationships, innit? Just in life in general.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the experiences that I can think of is a very close friend of mine that I thought we would always be like friends forever, you know, and we kind of set off that way, talking about the future, how life was going to be. And when things started happening, that quote unquote friendship, I was always having my mind, oh, but this is my lifelong friend, what we're going to do. So, like I said, I'll let certain things slide. But then after a while, you realize, no, I'm not taking this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and you discover as people are going on along, they're growing, they're learning things about themselves, you know.
Yeah.
So, and if it's things you don't agree with, it's in your interest just to take a step back.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's okay to.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with it. So, for me, it's always a lesson.
You seen that as a lesson. While I was thinking about this, something that came to mind is that are we sometimes quick to say, "Oh, I don't have any regrets."
Yeah.
Because you don't want to admit that. No, actually, I actually regret doing that.
Yeah.
Because I was watching this video yesterday of this. I can't remember what it's called, but there was a man. He gathered like older people. So like in the, I think they were maybe from about maybe 70 to about 90, and he was asking them about their regrets. And he said to one of the grandmas, you know, what do you regret? She said, I have no regrets. And I thought,
is that possible?
Yeah. But then I wonder if it's because I guess everything's perception, isn't it? And like you said, that she's just choosing to see as a lesson. But I think genuinely, there's certain things that are like you should regret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
That's my opinion.
I agree.
I agree.
It probably means you've never tried.
Exactly.
Like, because
I don't feel like there's any like instruction manual on how to live life. I mean, obviously there's the Bible.
Yeah.
Have that said, but still, like, it's your first time doing a lot of
Oh my
things
goodness.
anyways.
Yeah.
You're not always gonna get it right.
No.
You know? You're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna regret some of the choices you did that led to those mistakes. So I don't think try and be like a philosopher, say, oh, everything is a lesson. Like, no.
I think it's simply not true, to be honest with you. I think because, like you said, Tito, I think like in some cases with the data that you have in front of you, I'm talking about even if it's books or podcasts. Like I think your knowledge grows and enhances, and based on what you know at a particular point in life, you make decisions. When you then look back at it, you probably think, "Oh, that was so silly to do." But so it can be a regret, but you made the decision based on what you know, essentially. And to buttress that, it's just gone out of my head. But to buttress that, initially when you like told us like about this, it was a bit different to like the book, The Regrets of the Dying. And in my mind, I was thinking, I don't have no regrets, essentially. But then I started actually to think about it as well. That actually, if you don't have no regrets, it means you've probably never tried anything. Where you like, you genuinely tried something, but it did not work out. You can regret based on thinking like, oh, I know more now. I could have done it this way, or I shouldn't have even entered this situation knowing this. I think there's certain things that there are about you that you don't even know, and you only know upon reflection, or if a mirror is held up to you. And you can definitely look back at those things and say, I regret that massively.
That's even a big skill in itself. Like I think what they call it is a hindsight.
Yeah.
Hindsight in itself it's not a form of regret. I mean, it could.
It can be.
Regret,
Because
you think, oh, I wish I did that.
Had I known, But
to have that skill is to develop and grow. You know, to improve yourself. And if you're not able to do that, you're gonna think everything you've done is always right. You're just lost at that point. You know.
I want to pick up on one of the answers that you said. I think when I asked if you forgave someone too quickly, it took a while to answer that one.
Yeah.
And you said regret. Yeah, that's what you said.
It was regret. Regret, bruv.
Why do you say that?
I think when I was thinking of my regrets coming, and it's not all negative, by the way, because regrets can sometimes be a positive thing where you think, I now know better, so I'm not going to do X anymore. I think the biggest form of regret you can have is loss of time, or loss of time. The loss of time. The loss of time where
absolutely
I've wasted and it's love and relationship, and it's like friendship and stuff. Where like I'm not gonna get that back, and there was an idea of you I had in my head that didn't even exist really. I thought I could will you to this. You know, you feel like you can will people to this. Like this is who I think you can be. So be. But they didn't exist in that sense, and they provided me with enough data for me to see like they weren't gonna be who I felt they were gonna be. Mind you, it's not all noble, by the way, because I've been the villain in many people's stories, by the way. Like I'm the one with the cat that spins on the chest in other people's story. However, the regret is the loss of time. Like I should have just said, you're not really gonna be this person that I imagine you to be.
Wouldn't you say though, like, it's because you want to be optimistic in the situation. Like the reason why you're going along that time is because you still have that sense of belief that you can still be who I want you to be.
Yes. But for me, anyway, let me drop it like this. Yeah, for me, I didn't know I had permission to leave. I didn't give myself permission to leave. I think the way I grew up, like, because it's very strict and stuff like that. My mom was fantastic, but a lot of the ways that I grew up, I didn't even have a voice of my own, and that has a negative though. Like, because if you ask Titi, she'll probably say like I'm very headstrong about certain stuff because I'm very self-protective of like my space and stuff. So it has a positive, a negative where you're then like proper cutthroat with certain things. But for me, I didn't even really find my voice in saying I don't like this. I just internalize it. It's then later, then I wouldn't give them the data and the information and say, I don't like this, and then voice it to them where they can then change. I didn't say nothing. I just internalize it until one day there was a reaction. And that was a regret because we've lost time.
Of course, makes sense.
I want to go more on. You didn't set boundaries and it cost you. You said it was a lesson, or did you say it was a? No, you said it was a lesson, which we've kind of discussed. And
it was a regret. Yeah.
Expand on that.
Yeah, I think, like I said, part of not setting boundaries is me not even getting to know myself, not getting to know like this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and why. Essentially, so you can justify it and you can then give other people the information and the data in that sense where your life experience is better because you're telling them why. And for me, it was a regret because number one, I didn't really get to know myself. There was a lot of sheep and herd mentality, and it's kind of like the way we live life when you're a child. Everyone wears the same uniform. Everyone goes to the same lessons. So you find it hard to like what you like, really. Everyone listens to the same music. So you kind of have to follow what everyone does.
The crowd.
Moment of honesty, like, when people used to listen to like Dipset and stuff, we didn't have Sky. But my sister listened to R&B, so I listened to Brandy. But I listened to Top of the World. So when they were listening to rap, I wasn't listening to that. I was listening to like, and I liked that music. And my mum would have the radio on. So my whole point, anyway, is that for a long time I didn't even know what I liked. So that data for me to inform myself, I didn't have. So it was a regret that I don't know myself and I can't set boundaries to then help you and help me. So it was a regret that time had gone, and really it's a lot of self-respect and stuff that you shouldn't have even put up with. Happen. And this is all friendship, by the way, not relationship. All friendship, essentially.
I like what you said about you didn't know that you had permission to leave, and I think you also said like realizing that actually this is not for me, and I've kind of stayed here too long. I think maybe we'll do. You didn't take a leap of faith because you were worried about what others would think. You said. Did you both say regret?
Lying ass.
No, I think I said. Lesson.
I think you said lesson. You have a lot of lessons. You don't have regrets.
Because I don't have regrets because even that question in itself, like, I'm not really too fussed about what other people think.
Okay, I mean,
I think that was a regret for me actually as well.
I think mine is just I don't. I'm not too phased by that.
Yeah, I think I would regret that one.
Okay.
But I mean, I've said before, I get scared so easily. It's so bad, and I think it relates to what you said about not having a mind of your own and just doing everything. But I don't think that was for me. I think it was. I always say that. I'm so sorry, Mum. It's my mum. I got it from her. It's so crazy. I was saying to my friend yesterday, like, it's just so interesting how sometimes you may not be close to your parents, as in you may not live together, but you take on a lot of their traits.
Yeah, it's genetics, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about that off camera, how kids learning up. It's not do as I say, it's do as I do.
Yep.
And what they see you do, that's what they're going to do.
And some of it's even genetics. You don't even have to see them. It's in your blood.
Exactly. It's just in you. Yeah, of course.
So I think that's, not even I think, I know. I got that from my mum where I'm just so scared of everything. And I think also because she was so protective of us as well. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't say this.
Same.
You can't do that. So
the exact same.
I was so like, oh no, I can't do this. I can't go out of the normal. Like, if someone's doing something or taking like a leap of faith, I would never do that because I think, no, I can't do that.
Same.
And I think in my mind, I'm always like, oh, but what if I fall? What if I fail? But then you learn from that, isn't it? Like, or then you regret doing it and you know that you're just not going to do it again.
Yep.
Either way, whether it's a lesson or a regret, you still learn from it anyway.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
So I think there's so many things that I didn't do that I regret. Even down to telling people how I felt about them.
Same.
Like friends or even romantic. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, oh, there was a guy at college like that I really liked. And I didn't tell him. I didn't tell him. I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't meant to be like, whatever. But I'm like, what if I just did? Like, what's the worst that can happen? He'll tell me that he's not interested and he will laugh at me.
It's that fear element, though.
Yeah.
You
and you don't want to be embarrassed as well.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to look silly. But no, I should have told them.
Because you're more concerned about what they're going to think of you.
Yes, and I'm also thinking about how silly I'm gonna look. I don't like being embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like knowing that I was actually embarrassed. Like, even if other people don't see it. Like, you know when you think back at things and you just think, what the heck did I do that?
Yeah.
I don't want to think of that. So yeah, I'd say that I think that's kind of costed me a little bit, but I think I definitely regret like just not taking certain steps because we just don't know, you know, what will come out now. How about you?
I actually want to piggyback off what you say, and I think now that we have this information, we've got to do something about it.
Yes.
In twofold. Number one, I think we've got to give our children the information they need, and number two, I think we've got to then learn self-talk, where we've got to be more audacious, really, and say to ourselves, like, we've experienced this now, we've done this now. What's going to happen now? Because I think we're still young. I won't lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to have this self-talk now, where you're coaching yourself, really. And certain things, like you, Mary, that I experienced when I was young, I was very, very scared of embarrassment or making a fool of myself.
Yeah.
But you've got to talk to yourself, like, number one, like certain basic things. Who's going to beat you?
Yeah.
You're not going to die.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like that kind of, but you can't really have that as a child, though. You know.
No, but
You know,
but
it's over time that you realise.
I think in your mind, yeah, I'm almost like I want to swallow the mic. In your in your mind, yeah, I think the person's voice you hear, yeah, is your parents. I think I would hear my mum, and I think Tito. I don't want to say for you. I don't speak for you, but I think you'd hear your dad, really.
Absolutely.
And that's why I want to say you are the way you are. That being said, yeah, if you can coach children and give them these positive affirmations, yeah, and even with scriptural truth to say, like, he that is within you is greater than he that's in the world, or that's in the world. If you give those scriptural truths, because even prayer, by the way, and it sounds like I'm bashing them, but even prayer, like, I just hear people lamenting. Like growing up, or people just complaining, as opposed to scriptural truths of what is out there, the way we pray and we say, "Oh, I obtain this," or "This is great for me," or this, and I'm not talking about that alone, like, oh, it's all positive, but I mean, like, just scripture that's actually there for you, like, in and knowing that, like, sorry to take it this way, but in knowing that the Holy Spirit's within you. So, like, what are you really afraid of? I didn't have that. So you lived scared, like, because prayer was like, God was here just to protect us and keep us away from danger. Otherwise, I'm gonna die, you know. Like, there's these things outside chasing me. So you wouldn't make decisions as such. For children anyway, you can give them this information, and had we heard that, our life would be different. Because we should be the most audacious ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my mind,
100%.
we should be so audacious.
So what's one regret when you look back? What's one regret that stands out to you the most, and why?
In like my whole life.
Yeah. What is one regret that stands out to you?
I think not working hard enough. One deep regret is not working hard enough. I think, for me anyway, I had a certain talent for certain things. I'm able to do certain things a bit more easier than others. But I think there's a saying that talent can only take you so far.
Yeah.
And it's hard work that will take you. But as you're younger, because you think, oh, because I can do this easier than the next person can, I don't have to put that much effort into it, so to speak. And looking back on it, it's like I should have probably been working as hard as the person that didn't have the talent to do so, you know. And I think that's kind of made me almost upset with myself that when I had the time to do it, why didn't I do it? Yeah, I was still too cocky and like, I ain't got to do this. It's easier for me. But looking back, it's like, nah, man, I should have really pulled my weight at that time, you know, because who knows where life could have been.
But do you feel like you don't have the time now to still do it?
I feel like there's lost time. You know, I feel like when I had more quote unquote free time to do things, it would have been much easier then. But even at that moment, I'll probably think, oh, I didn't have the time to do it. But looking back, no, I had all the time to do, you know. Life is a bit more different now. But not to say that it's an excuse that I can't do it now, you know. It's just, it's a different period, you know, different responsibilities are at play. And but it's definitely a big regret, that I didn't work hard enough.
Thank you for the honesty.
That's what we're here for.
How long do you have?
Oh boy.
For me, I regret the amount of time I wasted. Really, I wasted a lot of time, and sometimes I wasted time procrastinating. And procrastinating, in my mind, I think was a way to keep me safe, because sometimes you didn't want to execute. I hope anyway. I hope people validate this, but even sometimes doing things on time or before the time was scary to me because it felt as if now that I've given it to you, like I don't know what's gonna happen now. Whereas if I hold it, I know that's not the right. Let me put it like this: like getting somewhere before the time, I prefer getting there like just in time.
Yeah.
I know it's so strange. It's a really weird thing. I saw it online. They was talking about it. It's like maybe it's like linked to ADHD or whatever, or maybe like we're time blind. Apparently, I don't know what it is. So even that, I regret being like that. Whereas I would have preferred to do things before the time and ahead of time. I regret wearing a mask for a long time. No.
What?
I was like, wait, should I realize
No, like I wasn't really myself.
Oh, that one. Is it?
He's like, COVID.
No, I mean I wasn't myself. Like it's that herd mentality, like I said, where for a long time everyone does stuff together and all that. So I didn't really find my voice, and for a long time I wasn't myself. I was just doing what I felt would be either funny or popular. I wasn't really me. And I think in addition to that, I regret some friendships that I had that didn't need to go like a particular way. Where now I've ruined the friendship. Now we can't be cool no more. We didn't need to go there. Based on what I know now, anyway. Based on what I know now, I definitely have those regrets. And maybe some wasted money, you know. And I think because there's some
even that investment thing that you're talking about.
yeah, some financial literacy you didn't have really.
Oh, yes, you did say
Wait.
that. Oh, you didn't save or invest when you had the chance.
Yeah, bad man, bad.
that would
Yeah, same. And there's been some money that's landed with me. Like obviously I've earned it, but okay, I promise. Where you're just not financially literate, man. You spent money emotionally when you thought, I like this jacket, and
But we're never really like taught that though, especially
that's why it's a regret. Really, that's why it's a regret.
Sorry, do you think that there's an element of because we didn't have much growing up, that when you then had it, you then felt like, oh, if I wanted this, I can get it.
Yeah, you're compensating.
Yeah, literally, that's the word.
Yeah, compensate. Yeah, absolutely. The last thing I was gonna say is, I regret every time I led with my ego as well.
You were
Regret
say
what?
that again?
That's really. I mumbled. Turn into Twister. I regret every time I led with my ego.
Oh, live with your ego.
Yeah.
What do you do differently?
Take a moment, really, just take a moment and like really assess the situation. Did they say what you think they said? Is that the best way to respond? Maybe respond tomorrow. How would this land if you don't? If you respond in this way, and sometimes you don't know based on the data that you have at the time. But there's been sometimes I've responded with my ego and my emotions have responded. And there's this podcast. Am I allowed to say? There's podcasts I listen to called
Can I promote
in
someone
it,
else?
The Minimalists, and TK Coleman said, your emotions are like children. You love them, but they don't run the show. So it makes sense.
That's good. Let's touch on relationships for a bit. And we can take romantic relationships or platonic relationships. If you think back on like your relationships, like are there any regrets? Is there anything that you could have done differently, like in terms of the way you acted or the way that you kind of spoke to your loved ones? I was thinking about it for me, about relationships, and the first one that came to mind, funny enough, was my mum. And I think about, I remember my friend saying to me, I think there was a day I was complaining to my friend about my mum. Sorry, mum. I feel like I talk about her every episode.
I understand.
And my friend said to me, she's like, oh, you should show her some grace. And I just thought, whatever. But when I was thinking about this, I thought, oh yeah, I think that there are times where, and I don't know how this works, I feel like I can be quite snappy with my mum. And I think it's because she was snappy with us growing up. Or I don't know if that's an excuse, but every little thing. But I think because, again, like you said, she was in survival mode. So she didn't have time for us. So any little things like, will you shut up? Will you do this? So I feel like now that I'm older, the roles reverse after a while. So the older you get, you start to become the parent from your children. Your parents start to become the children.
Yes.
So sometimes I feel like I can be quite snappy. Like she might ask me to do something small, and all of a sudden I'm already irritated. Like, why are you asking me? Like, and it sounds so bad. What the hell?
Don't drink.
And this is me being honest, but especially when it comes to like tech and stuff, like she wants me to do something on her phone.
Yeah.
Because it feels like they're willfully ignorant. Like, you don't want to learn, bro.
How can you not know that?
You don't want to learn.
I'm always trying to teach my mom, and I keep telling her, by God's grace, obviously, we're all going to be alive. But I keep saying to her, there might come a time where I'm not available and I cannot help you. Every time I try to say,
She said, okay, Davido.
Show me one more time.
every single time I try to show her something, she was like, surely, Bobby, shit me. And I'm just like, bro, I'm not always gonna be available. Anyway, going back to my point.
Right.
Sometimes when she asks me to do stuff, I can be like really snappy with her,
Mm.
and then when I see her reaction, I feel bad, and I'm like, oh, maybe she was only just asking.
Yeah.
Like you could have showed her some grace. You could have been a bit more nicer about it. And those are things that I regret because I see the genuinely kind of like hurt in her face, and I think sometimes she also feels a bit rejected. Like I'm the only one that she has.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she asks me something and I react like that, it's like, oh well, if my daughter doesn't want to help me, who can?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when I was thinking about that, I thought, oh, like I regret some of that. So I'm trying to kind of be a bit mindful. Obviously, sometimes it happens. Yeah. But I think it's something that I'm like, okay, you need to be a bit mindful of that because the words that you say hurts, and you've said it now. You can't take it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can't then say, oh, they shouldn't feel like that. They felt it already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, do you guys have any like regrets with like loved ones? Or again, it can be platonic, romantic.
I wish, I think my regret when it comes to families, I wish I'd given my dad a bit more grace. There's no benefit, and this is probably a lesson now going forward anyway, because with all of these regrets, it should be information that informs like how we live our lives now. So we're not just sitting in it and being like, I regret this, and it ends there. It's basically information of how we live our lives. But I wish I gave him a bit more grace because time is of the essence. Really, you don't really get it. It's the greatest commodity. Like it's more valuable than money than anything because we can't spend it and we don't get it back. So now that he's older, and I think he's matured as well. Now that he's older, he's 70 now or 70 plus now. He's a bit slower, so you get to spend time with him in that sense. And I wish that from a young age I actually got like that experience. May it be that he was away, a lot of it wasn't here. By the time when he was here, I wish I demanded more of his time and but I spent so much time being angry with him. Like, why weren't you in our lives and why weren't you there really? But I guess he made his decision based on what he knew, and it doesn't justify it. I don't have to like it, but what I could have done is demanded more and like sat with him. And I think we make this horrible decision of thinking like we've got time or like we can spend it, but the truth is we're here to take chances and add value really in this world, and you're out. And I think we forget that. We kind of feel like we've got tomorrow, you got the day after, you got the day after, but you don't. And I wish that I'd spent more time. And what do I do with it now is whenever he's here, or if I'm in Nigeria, I'll definitely go and see him. Even if it's an hour, that's an hour more than I had before to spend with him. So recently he came and we was in the GP together. He didn't see me, but when he was talking to me, he was looking away. I was looking in his eyes, looking at the wrinkles, just looking at him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how long I've got with him, really. So, and at least I know I've spent that time with him. I wish I was a bit more present in that sense. And what do I do with it now is be present in it. But I wish I was a bit more present. And I've got this thing about me where I'm here, but I'm thinking about tomorrow as well.
Yeah, you're here, but you're not really.
Yeah, and it's bad, you know. I think it's Loretta that says it. Like you've got to like touch grass, like put your feet on grass and be present. And it's good, but it's negative to do as well because you're not really basking in like this is where you are. That being said, I think there were certain things that happened growing up that I wish I paid more attention to. I wish I was a bit more present in saying, why is this thing this way? And like, what can we do about it to change it? As opposed to thinking, oh, well, that's the way it is. Next. And I wish I was a bit more like, I don't know, in the mindset that you can solutionize, you can fix things, you can think about it. If you don't have the details, go out and get it. Really like, okay, if I make it really specific, like when my brother first started getting a bit ill and stuff, I wish I'd like taken responsibility to be like, what is this? And like, how do you like, what is that thing? And like, does it affect his diet? Does it affect this? But you just think, yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll be sorted out. So that being said, I wish I was a bit more present. And what do I do now? I think I try my best to like have ownership really. If you see anything that's like a bit lopsided, investigate it. Even if it's emotion, like where did this thing come from? Why did I respond that way? Why did I think this way? And like try and like explain it to yourself, like so you can like live a better life essentially.
Just on what you said, I was gonna read something. I wrote this down.
Right.
I said it resonated with me.
Yeah. I took this from the book that you suggested called Regrets of the Dying. I can't remember the writer. Who's the writer? Georgina Scully?
Sometimes it's writing my name in the book. That's priority.
So this is a statement I got from the book. It says, the future is a place we take for granted. We imagine what it will look like and what it will contain. But in reality, it's a place not all of us will reach. So by God's grace, obviously we want to,
Amen.
Yeah. But I think just on what you said, I think sometimes maybe the reason why we just think, oh, like you think your parents are going to be there forever. Obviously, you know that they're going to pass, but in your head, you don't don't actually think that, they may not actually be here one day, so you may not actually get the time to do the things that you need to do. So that statement, I think, just resonated with me so much, and just like what you said made me think, you need to be present. Like, you need to be so present, because you just never know.
I think even as I've gotten older, like, I think I've been more conscious thinking about it that, okay, my parents they're getting older.
Yep.
And they're not always going to be there. So I think, especially for me now that like having left home or whatever, and my parents living where they live, I always say, like, whatever I do, I have to always go and see them.
Good.
Not just because you're married now, just go and live your own life and turn your back. Like, no, because especially being an only child as well, I realize that I am their only one, and they can't help but always think about me and etc. etc. So I want to make sure that any time I spend with them is time well spent.
Yeah, good.
Whether we're doing what you want to do, or helping out in the house, or we go out, or whatever, just making sure that every thought that they have of me is a nice thought.
That's so cute.
That's good.
What is your most I wish I hadn't statement, and why? And my I wish I hadn't is, I wish I hadn't spent so much time worrying. Probably goes for like a lot of people. I think back about just the things that I've gone through in my life. I've shared before, I've spent just a long time just waiting for a lot of things. Like, I thought I'm just always waiting for something. Even now I'm waiting for something. I feel like I'm always waiting for something. And I'll share something that's I guess kind of happened like right now. There's something that I was actively praying for. Every opportunity they say, ask God for something. I'm like, this is the one thing I'm asking. And I didn't get it. It really hurt me. It really, really hurt me. It pained me. There was a part of me that also didn't want to put my heart into it, because I was like, what if I didn't get it? But I was like, you're supposed to have faith. And I was saying, God, I was like, you said if you have faith as small as a mustard seed.
And I have it.
But I didn't get it. And usually when stuff like that happens, I know myself, I'll break down, I'll cry, and then I won't do certain things. So I might just be like, no, if I'm supposed to go somewhere, no, I don't want to go. I'll come for eat, because that makes me feel a bit better. But the things that I know that I'm supposed to do at the time that I'm supposed to do them, I won't do it. But when this happened, this time around, I was like, I know I'm going to cry, because that's me.
And that's healthy.
I know I'm going to cry. I may not cry right now, but I know I'm going to cry. But I then had to say to myself, do the things that you need to do. Just do the things that you need to do. Because what happens is, at some point, I'm going to be on the other side of that waiting room. And then when I get there, I would then think, well, why did I spend so much time crying?
Exactly,
Why did I spend so much time worrying? I'm a Christian. I know that God is always going to, come through for me. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it's nice to say it when you're on the other side. But when you're in there, it's it's really hard. But I think I spent a lot of time just being like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to be here. I just want to cry. And I just want to just be by myself and just seclude myself from everybody else.
Right.
But then I come out and I'm like, well, why did you waste so much time? You could have done something else in that time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I wish I hadn't spent so much time worrying.
I wish I hadn't studied acting at uni. I wish I hadn't did that. I wish I did not do that. That was a waste of 3 years. That acting degree is not what I'm going to present at auditions. They're not going to say, this is what I got in a 2-1. I've realised, especially when it comes to, I don't want to say like the entertainment industry per se, but when it comes to certain things like that, I don't feel like it should be studied at university. I feel like I should have studied something that I could actually use my degree for in another field, just in case the acting thing didn't work out. The one that irritates me the more is the 50-something grand debt over my head. God. When I see them deduct it from my payslip, I'm thinking, Lord, I'm not even using this crap. Why am I paying for? That is my biggest regret.
For me, I wish I hadn't worried so much. Really, it kind of sounds like yours, to be fair. But I wish I hadn't worried so much, because when you apply yourself, it actually works out. Really. I remember when I did my MSc. That there was like this advice bureau, not bureau, but it was like this like careers advice, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like you, I didn't use my MSc in the end. It was in organizational behavior, so it's kind of HR, really. And now I work in IT or operations, so I didn't use it, but I found it interesting. I won't lie, and I met some really nice people, and I think it kind of shaped my mind to study in a different way, because my GCSEs are flopped. My postgrad A levels I did BTech. Essentially then my my undergrad I just kind of borderline got it. And my brother changed my life. One day he came back and he said, "You're not serious." And that,
Just said that.
yeah,
You're
like,
not serious.
because I was writing my dissertation at the time, and I think he found me in the room. I was, yeah, and he came back from work and he said, "You're not serious." From then I thought, "No, man, I need to get serious." So instead, I went to go and dance in the library. The dancing didn't stop. I just did it somewhere else. Anyway, but when I did my MSc, I think I was a bit older, so then I like took it a bit serious. And you were paying with your own money,
Yes,
so you had to take it a bit serious. Anyway, but when I was at the at professional advice like thing, yeah, and the guy said, "Oh, like," he looked at my CV and said, "What could you do?" And he gave me, I don't remember what he said, but I remember I came home at my big age, and I put like the paper he gave me down, yeah, and I don't know where the tears came from, because I was thinking, I wasted money. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But in hindsight, if you actually apply yourself, and applying yourself is like just pay attention, like read stuff, find out what your interests are, what are you good at, what you're not good at. Then where are you lazy as well? Because sometimes like your passions aren't gonna feed you, you know, really. Sometimes they're not gonna feed you, really. So you've got to go to like what you're good at, or like the skills that you can hone. And in hindsight now, when I think about it, like there was nothing really to worry about. I needed to like ask people, like, or discuss more. And I think even what I do now, I stumbled across it really, but it didn't stop my passions or anything I feel interested in. But I didn't apply myself, so I was so worried. But I'm wasting time. Like those moments you have, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You're actually wasting time. You actually don't know. Get out there, like ask people questions, look online, essentially pray, which is perhaps one of the most important things. But worrying ain't gonna do it, basically. Or thinking about it ain't gonna do it. And that's what I did. I spent so much time worrying, really, as opposed to really like sitting down and applying myself, really. That's the truth.
If you could choose, what chapter of your life would you want to go back to? One, want to fast forward to? Two, or would you prefer to stay in your current chapter? For me, I think I prefer to stay in this current chapter. I prefer to stay because I think I spent a lot of my past years worrying, and it was hard, man. It was really hard, and I don't want to go through that, to be honest. So I wouldn't want to go back. I don't want to go forward because I'm trying to adopt this mindset of just being present and just enjoying where you are, and just knowing that what you do today can then help, your tomorrow. There's a part of me that kind of feels like, I want to fast forward to like, the good times. I want to fast forward to like, my desire of being married and, with children. But I think I'm okay to stay here and just enjoy it and then work towards making tomorrow better.
I want to fast forward, man. Okay. I want to skip all everything that's going on. Just go to, when I say fast forward, not like to the end of my life, but fast forward a good couple years, because I feel like I've been in like the toiling, the stretching out. God is kind of preparing me for something, But it's like, all right, God, I get it now. I'm at a place where now, okay, I see what you're doing. I understand it now. Can you please put me at that place now that you're preparing me for? Trust me. Yeah. So, I definitely want to fast forward.
How about you, Gabriel?
I definitely won't rewind,
Okay.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't. No. Sorry, I would not rewind, because there's the butterfly effect, they say, isn't it? Like if you watch Smallville and those things, if you change anything, then something else
parallel.
Yeah, and I think the truth is, with all our regrets, bad things happen without your permission anyway. So even when you're really careful and all of that stuff, then like things will happen that you could regret that perhaps have nothing to do with you. I mean, there's some people who've lost their lives that will probably say like, I regret going out that day, but you didn't do anything wrong. Or like maybe they've lost someone and you didn't do anything wrong. So for me, I think I'd stay, and I think for every mistake I've made, for everyone that I've hurt as well, for every miss or like guided word I've said or anything, I think they've all taught me something. I can do that introspection and really reflect and really think about it and say like, if I've got any scars, then it's fine, man. I mean, I'm not proud of everything I've done, and I'm not proud of every mistake I've made or every like misguided decision I've made, but your savior is walking around with scars as well. So like, if you feel like you should have an unscathed life, it's simply not true. Like he's walking around with holes in his hands and scars on his back, basically. So that's the same with us in that sense, really. Like I've tried, really, and certain things when I think about it in hindsight, like, I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have thought of that. But some of it I did, and I knew what I was doing was bad, some of it I did. I didn't think it turned out that way. Some of it I was actually trying. Some of it I wanted to love you, like, and it didn't work out that way. Really, you know what I mean? And some of it I didn't know I'll get caught. So whatever it is, like, you didn't think of it that it turned out that way. So you actually made an honest attempt. And I don't want to assume that if I fast forward, not to invalidate what you said, Tito, I don't want to assume if I fast forward that, yeah, or that's good, because I think bad things will happen without your permission, and some stuff will happen, and you'll be like, "Thank God that actually happened. It taught me really." Like, and you know what? If I say this personally, yeah, Tito, when I first met you, you're not who you are now. You were rough around the edges, and I thank God you were like that. You know, you were. It used to be really hard for me to handle at that time. I'd be like, how do I get this guy to focus? But if you weren't like that, then I don't think we'd be able to love you, or I'd be able to love you the way that you are now, because you've seen that journey. So if you ever regretted that, it kind of birthed where we are now in that sense.
You're
Yeah.
Yeah, it's made me who I am today.
Yeah, 100%. You were knocking at on my mom's door, and there was like 8 guys with you. I was like, where did he come from? And what's he doing? And it's birthed who you are now, really. So, yeah, it's not all bad, basically.
So just very quickly, maybe just think of words. Like, what are your regrets in these different stages of your life? I'm going to name them. At secondary school, do you have any, like, it could be little. It could be like, maybe I shouldn't have spoken to that girl, or maybe I shouldn't have been friends with that guy, or literally just anything. Just very quick.
I think maybe, like, I regret feeling intimidated.
That's nice. That's nice. How about you, Gabriel?
I regret not applying myself with education, really, and not like finding a way to study. I didn't know how to do it. I was too distracted. Yeah.
Okay. Tito, what about regrets in your dating stage?
Dating stage?
Yeah.
I regret selling dreams. I think every man.
That was my life.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys can probably relate to that. It's the way of the game, so to speak, but it's not honest.
Yeah.
It's not intentional. Okay. And I regret breaking hearts.
Oh, I like the honesty.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of the same. And I think there's this thing called the Jezebel spirit, I think, where you want attention, really. And some of the attention that you get, you don't want, but you don't say. And I regret not being honest about every situation, saying, you know what, I'm not really interested. Or saying, I am interested, really. But yeah, some of that was led by ego, really. So I regret that, really. Yeah.
I have this expression coming out called maybe in another life. And I guess it kind of ties in with what we're talking about. So everything that we've discussed, I'm thinking about your life. What is your maybe in another life sentence?
Maybe in another life, I would have been more serious from the get-go and really allowed God to use me in the way He sees fit.
Nice.
And maybe in another life, I would have taken more chances and not worried about what other people would say. Really, and just if I feel like led by something, I'll just do it.
I think mine would probably be maybe in another life, I will trust God more and not allow fear to overtake me. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for having us, man.
So lovely having you guys.
It's
Really
been good, man.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for listening. Hope you've loved, our conversation. Hope you picked up a thing or two. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel as well. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys and see you guys around a bit more. Till next time. Bye.